More now on President Obama's inauguration, and excitement is building in Washington ahead of tomorrow's celebrations. Earlier today, he was sworn in during a small private ceremony at the White House. Joining us now with more from the US Studies Centre is Dr. Adam Lockyer. Thank you for your time. The Americans sure know how to put on a show, and tomorrow is shaping up to be a pretty huge event there in Washington, although perhaps without the record crowd from the first inauguration 4 years ago.
Oh, that's right. So they're expecting hundreds of thousands of people to flock into DC. The whole city is going to be closed down pretty much for the inauguration. So it's going to be one big party.
What about what the sort of priorities are for President Obama in this second term? Has he outlined exactly what they may be?
Yes, so he has a few short-term battles ahead. So the first one is going to be the debt ceiling crisis, which is coming up in about a month's time. That's going to be re-fought. This is a battle that he's been fighting on and off the past 2 years. He's also got his gun policy, his brand new gun policy off the back of the Newtown shootings that he's going to be trying to push through Congress. But he's also got some longer-term policies he wants to push through in his second term as well, including immigration reform.
On the gun law reform, we have heard a lot about that recently, of course. Does he have much of a chance to sort of reach across the aisle on this issue and actually get the Republicans on to make any sort of significant changes?
So he's outlined a plan which includes both executive orders and also trying to encourage Congress to introduce new bills, to pass new laws. Now, the executive orders he can largely do on his own, and so they're going to go ahead and they're going to come into effect later this year. The stuff relating to new laws, that's going to be an extremely hard-fought battle, and it's yet to be seen whether or not he'll be able to pass that through Congress.
And also when it comes to the debt ceiling fight, we've, of course, have just got over that fiscal cliff dilemma that finally being solved at the sort of 11th hour. But the debt ceiling looks like it is going to be a really big issue for President Obama. We're going to see the Republicans again causing him a bit of trouble in terms of the politics on that one.
Yes, absolutely. So the fiscal cliff had three different elements. They had the expiry of the Bush-era tax cuts, they had the debt ceiling crisis, but they also had this thing called sequestration, which is basically a compulsory austerity measures which are going to come into effect at the end of February. So they're bound to solve, to an extent, the tax crisis, but when it comes time for the debt ceiling and sequestration, they're fights that have been pushed off till the end of February. And so we're going to see those re-fought in February. Now, the Republicans are going to want to prolong the fight because the longer this fight gets dragged on, the more leverage they have. Whereas in Obama's interest to try to get this solved in February, even taking this to crisis point, to brinkmanship, in order to get some clean air for his second term.
Dr. Adam Lockyer from the US Studies Centre, we appreciate your analysis as always with us on Newsday. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.